The most important part of the holidays. For the most part, you know?
Oh yeah, you don't need gifts, you don't need
most.
family, you don't need Santa, you just need this.
Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful.
What's up guys, it's Kat and Deb from Two Market Girls. Welcome back to another episode of How to Vegan the Holidays.
Season 3. I like saying it.
Today we are tackling the entree.
Yeah, the most important part of the holidays. For the most part, you know?
Oh yeah, you don't need gifts, you don't need
most.
family, you don't need Santa, you just need this.
It's the thing people notice on the dinner table the most, you know? So it has to be something kind of unique, especially vegan, right?
Yes.
So you're not doing a classic turkey. It kind of has to be unique, has to taste really good.
Obviously.
And not too out of the box. Like not too
weird.
Yeah, not too weird. Like I think sometimes the tofurkey is a little weird for
A little bit, yeah.
And I think this checks all those boxes.
I think this would definitely overshadow the turkey,
I hope it would.
if there is one on your table.
Yeah.
All right, what is it? Oh my God, we didn't even say what it was.
We are making a mushroom Wellington. So kind of like a version of a beef Wellington, but made with portobello mushrooms. And guys, it is so good.
I mean, it's got like two of our favorite things, mushrooms and puff pastries.
And mustard. There's
Oh, yeah,
mustard in
mustard.
this.
Forgot about your mustard bang.
And I also really like cranberries, which is in it too.
No, it's all good, obviously.
Yeah. No, it's just a really, really good main.
Oh yeah. Let's go make it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To make your mushroom Wellington, we're gonna start by caramelizing 3 onions. To do that, we need 3 medium yellow onions, and we're just going to slice that in half and then slice it into about 1/4-inch pieces. Then, to a cast iron pan, we're going to add about 2 teaspoons of coconut oil and just allow that to melt and heat up. Once everything's heated, we're going to add in our onions and just let that saute for about 10 to 15 minutes or until the onions are nice and golden brown and the sugars have started releasing and they're getting nice and caramelized. Once those are done, we can set those into a bowl on the side and allow them to cool. Next, we're going to add in about 500 grams of spinach into that pan that we were sauteing our onions in so that it can get that nice oniony flavor as well. You might have to add in just a couple teaspoons of water throughout the process so that the spinach can steam. To wilt the spinach a little quicker, you can add a lid to your pot just for a couple seconds to allow it to steam a bit and then stir it around until it's nice and soft and wilted. And place that in another bowl on the side and set that aside. Next, we are going to roast our mushrooms before placing them into the roast so that they're nice and cooked through before they even go into the oven. To do that, we need 3 medium-sized portobello mushrooms and we're just gonna remove the stems from them and then add those to that same pan that we were sauteing all of our spinach and onions in and just allow those to steam a little bit in there until the mushrooms are nice and soft. Now we can set those mushrooms aside to cool and we're going to move on to our cranberry Dijon mustard. To make our cranberry Dijon mustard spread, we are going to start with frozen cranberries. I didn't want to use the cranberry sauce that you can get at the stores because there's a very high content of sugar in that, and I still wanted this spread to be kind of savory. So we added a 1/3 cup of frozen cranberries to a small saucepan, along with a tablespoon of water, a teaspoon of maple syrup, and 2 sprigs of thyme, the leaves removed from them. And then finally, we're going to add a tablespoon of flour just to act as a thickener and keep that on medium heat for about 5 to 10 minutes or until the cranberries have started bursting and you kind of get this like cranberry jam. Then place that in a small bowl and set that aside to cool for about 10 minutes. If you want to speed up the process, you can place them in your freezer for about 5 or so minutes. Once the cranberries have cooled a little bit, we added about 2 tablespoons of that mixture to a food processor along with 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. You can use any mustard you want. I used a smooth Dijon mustard that also had caramelized onion flavor to it, but you can just use plain Dijon mustard. Then you're going to process that until it's mostly smooth. It's okay to still have kind of chunks in there. Now that all the components are done, we just have to roll out our prepackaged puff pastry. You want it to be about 1/4 inch thick. We want it pretty big so that we can roll everything in it and it covers everything. Finally, we are going to construct it all together. To do that, we want a layer of caramelized onions on the bottom, and then a layer of our sauteed spinach topped with our mushrooms. Then we're gonna add our Dijon mustard onto that mushroom. Then we're gonna add another layer of spinach, another layer of sauteed onions, and seal that up. So make sure to pull it as tightly as you can without ripping it. If you have any excess puff pastry, just trim that with a knife. To bake it, we wanna make sure we're baking it on the seam side down so that kind of keeps together and doesn't break apart in the oven. So when you're transferring it to a baking pan, make sure to just kind of flip it so that the seam is on the bottom. Finally, we're gonna make a vegan egg wash to achieve that golden brown color on top. To do that, we only need to mix 2 tablespoons of almond milk with a tablespoon of maple syrup and a tablespoon of oil. And make sure that's mixed really well because the liquids kind of wanna separate from each other. So you really wanna make sure that's emulsified. Then we are going to baste that with our vegan egg wash, add that to the fridge for about 5 or so minutes, take it out and rebaste it again with the vegan egg wash, and place it in an oven preheated to 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 35 to 40 minutes. Be sure to watch it carefully because we don't want that bottom to burn. Once that time has elapsed and you think it's mostly cooked, if the top hasn't browned enough, turn it on low broil for about 5 or 6 minutes until it's nice and golden brown on top.
Done.
Okay.
Da da da.
Guys, did you not see how good that looks?
Obviously we did this on purpose, how the mushrooms and then the red in the middle. It's totally just like a beef Wellington. We're smart like that.
We didn't. So typically a beef Wellington has a Dijon mustard in it. I wanted it to make it a little more holiday-y, so I added some cranberry sauce to our mustard because everyone likes cranberries.
Naturally,
Cranberries are delicious.
yeah.
But when it bakes, you kind of get it. It almost looks like red meat.
It does.
Because you get that red from the mustard, and then you get the meatiness from the mushrooms. It's super cool.
Okay, I'm literally just gonna
Eat it like a sandwich?
Yeah, I have the end piece, so I can do this.
Yeah. I'm gonna get my piece together.
Oh, I'm drooling just looking at it.
Sometimes it looks like blood.
Yeah, that's a little bit creepy, maybe.
Maybe this isn't good for those vegans that get real grossed out by meat.
Maybe.
But it's not meat, so.
Oh, wow.
They're so good. It's so funny. I changed this recipe so many times on Devin, and then I changed it really last minute to this and told Devin, I was like, is she gonna be mad at me? So when I texted her, I was like, it involves puff pastry to lessen the blow.
I mean, if I'm being honest, she changed it so many times, I had no idea what we were making anyways, so you could have said, or even if you didn't say I changed it, I wouldn't have realized.
You wouldn't have known this was different.
I'm yeah, of course I remember what we were making.
Mushroom Wellington, yeah.
How could I forget that?
It's so good. It kind of looks like meat.
What?
Kind of looks like meat. Mm-hmm. You normally make puff pastry for the holidays, some sort of puff pastry loaf. Does it trump that?
Yes, I usually make Lauren's recipe from Hot for Food, but I'm going to make this one because I've made Lauren's a lot now, so I feel like I need to change things up, Mm-hmm. This is so good. That's all I want to say, that it's really good, and now I want to go eat it, so can we just wrap this up?
Yeah, I've already eaten 3 slices of it. It's so good. Guys, just trust us. It's amazing.
I feel like I'm getting really weird over here just because I'm so happy.
Okay.
Do we have a question for the audience?
We need to ask the audience.
Yes.
I don't know what the question should be.
Have you ever had a beef Wellington? Have you ever had a vegan version of a beef Wellington?
Have you had a beef Wellington before? Me neither.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really know what a beef Wellington tastes like. I just know the components of it. Yeah, I'm curious to know if people actually have had vegan beef Wellingtons before, because I've heard of them made with beet, And to me, that doesn't sound great, but maybe it is great.
Sounds a bit
And I'm just being
weird.
judgmental. Who knows?
Oops. As usual, in the description box below, you'll find a link to the recipe as well as a link to our podcast. Check that out. We are doing all holiday-themed episodes on our podcast as well.
Yeah. So you're not going to want to miss that.
No, that is also a hoot.
Hoot! Hoot!
And hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any more of our How to Vegan the Holidays episodes.
We have tons more to come up because, Christmas is coming up, but that doesn't mean How to Vegan the Holidays ends. Because
all of December.
It's all of December, which also involves New Year's Eve. So we got some awesome New Year's stuff coming up and a delicious holiday dessert coming up that you're not going to want to miss.
Babe.
Also, if you didn't know yet, we're doing tons of giveaways over on our Instagram. So go follow us on our Instagram and go enter some giveaways to win some awesome things.
We are just giving it all away.
Even our channel. We're giving away our channel to somebody.
What? No one wants it.
Imagine. No one enters.
Okay. That's all for today. Goodbye. We're going to go eat this Wellington now.
Happy holidays. We've planned this How to Vegan the Holidays already, but if you have recipe ideas that you want to see next year, put them in the box below. Or, in the comments.
I'm very impressed.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I just want to
Are you okay?
I'm doing it.
Okay.
Imagine I just bit into it like this.
Go for it.
Oh, it's like a big sandwich.
Yeah. Does it
That is nice. That has some good weight to it.
Yeah.